The lean startup methodology is an approach to building and growing startups that emphasizes rapid iteration, customer feedback, and a scientific approach to decision-making. It was popularized by Eric Ries in his book, The Lean Startup. The methodology is designed to help entrepreneurs and startup teams develop products or services more efficiently, minimize waste, and increase the likelihood of creating a successful and sustainable business. Key principles of the lean startup methodology. Build, measure, learn. The core concept of the lean startup is the build, measure, learn feedback loop. Instead of spending extensive time developing a complete product without user feedback, startups are encouraged to quickly build a minimum viable product, MVP, measure its performance in the market, learn from user feedback, and iterate on the product. Minimum viable product, MVP. An MVP is the simplest version of a product that allows a startup to test its assumptions and hypotheses. The goal is to release a product with minimum features to gather feedback from early adopters and make informed decisions about further development. Validated learning. The emphasis is on validated learning, which means using data and feedback to validate or invalidate assumptions about the business model. Startups focus on learning from real-world experiments rather than relying solely on intuition or assumptions. Pivot and persevere. A pivot is a fundamental change to a product or business strategy based on validated learning. If the initial hypothesis or product isn't gaining traction, a startup may choose to pivot to a new approach. Conversely, if positive results are observed, the startup can persevere and scale the business. Continuous deployment. Continuous deployment involves releasing new product features or improvements quickly and regularly. This allows startups to respond to feedback, fix issues, and iterate rapidly. Continuous deployment is facilitated by automation and agile development practices. Split testing, A/B testing. Split testing involves testing different versions of a product or feature with different user groups to determine which performs better. This data-driven approach helps startups make decisions based on actual user behavior. Customer development. Customer development is a parallel process to product development that involves understanding customers' needs, gathering feedback, and iterating based on that feedback. It includes techniques like customer interviews, surveys, and observations to gain insights. Actionable metrics versus vanity metrics. Lean startups focus on actionable metrics that provide insights into the key drivers of business performance. These metrics are actionable because they can guide decision-making. Vanity metrics, on the other hand, may look impressive but don't necessarily contribute to understanding and improving the business. Lean thinking. The lean startup methodology is influenced by lean thinking principles, which originated in manufacturing. Lean thinking emphasizes the elimination of waste, continuous improvement, and delivering value to customers. How the lean startup methodology fosters entrepreneurial success. Efficient resource allocation. By emphasizing the development of a minimum viable product and rapid iteration, startups can efficiently allocate resources and avoid investing heavily in features that may not be well received by users. Quick adaptation to market feedback. The build, measure, learn loop allows startups to adapt quickly to market feedback. If a product is not meeting user needs, the startup can pivot to a different approach before significant resources are expended. Risk mitigation. The lean startup methodology helps mitigate the risk of building a product that doesn't gain traction in the market. By validating assumptions early through customer feedback, startups can reduce the likelihood of failure. User-centric design. The focus on customer development and validated learning ensures that startups build products that address real user needs. This user-centric approach increases the chances of creating a product that resonates with the target audience. Faster time to market. The emphasis on rapid iteration and continuous deployment accelerates the time it takes to bring a product to market. Startups can learn quickly, make improvements, and stay ahead of the competition. Entrepreneurial learning and growth. The Lean startup methodology encourages a mindset of continuous learning and adaptability. Entrepreneurs and startup teams learn valuable lessons from both successes and failures, fostering personal and organizational growth. Increased investor confidence. By demonstrating a systematic and data-driven approach to building a business, startups using the Lean startup methodology may attract more investor confidence. Investors appreciate the emphasis on validated learning and a focus on efficient resource use. Scalable business models. Startups that successfully implement the Lean startup methodology are more likely to develop scalable and sustainable business models. The iterative nature of the approach allows for ongoing improvements and adjustments as the business evolves. In summary, the Lean startup methodology provides a framework for startups to navigate the uncertainties of entrepreneurship by focusing on customer feedback, efficient resource allocation, and rapid adaptation. By employing this methodology, entrepreneurs increase their chances of building successful and sustainable businesses.